How you doing today? My name is Rayyan. Today I'll be exploring metaphor, psychology, and inside Resident Evil Village. We're exploring the whole game and seeing how Resident Evil Village relates to real life. There'll be spoilers for the whole game. The game starts off with a book called The Village of Shadows. This book relates to the whole game as it represents the kind of enemies we will face. The monsters each represent one of the Miranda's children. The bat represents Lady Dimitrescu, the fish represents Morreau, the iron horse represents Hisenberg, and the witch represents Donna. Oh yeah, we can't forget Mother Miranda, who turns into a massive evil wizard in the book. It's representing what's gonna happen in the end. This is a metaphor that relates to the game, not in real life. But don't worry, each lord has at least one metaphor, except for Lady Dimitrescu. After she is done reading the book, Ethan takes Rose upstairs and she falls asleep. You can easily miss this next metaphor if you don't go exploring. This laptop explains how Mia and Ethan had another fight about what happened 3 years ago in Louisiana. This story has two metaphors. The first metaphor is when people mention past drama. Most people don't like to open about their feelings or their past, mainly because they feel like nobody cares or they think it makes them feel weak. As a guy who is like this, it's better to open up with your feelings around people you can trust. Hiding feelings inside of you could make you feel bad. The second metaphor mentions Ethan saying that they should face the problem rather than run and hide from them, which is true. Running and hiding from your problems is a good way to handle them. Facing them is your best way of handling your problems, but it's fear that holds all of those back. Fear holds you back from discovering your full potential. Feeling fear is natural and you mostly have to overcome it. Once you do something that is scary to you, you will feel a lot better. You will have more self-confidence and will feel better about yourself. Ethan goes downstairs and Mia and Ethan start getting into an argument. A similar argument we just read on the laptop. The argument gets interrupted when Mia starts getting shot. Ethan takes cover at Chris's army, invades his house, and take both him and Rose. When Ethan starts trying to get Rose back, he gets hit by a gun, and then we get him taken into a flashback. Initially, Mia starts telling Ethan that it's not what she worried about, it's them. When you have a child, you care about the child a lot, and you might forget about your partner and even yourself. Now, I don't yet know how this feels because I'm still young, but I know that when you have a child, you should not only worry about your child, you should worry about your partner, even you because that matters too. If you don't have experience in this, please tell me in the comments below so that I can better understand and you can help out other people as well. After the flashback, we wake up from a phone ringing. The guy on the other end quickly questions what's going on, but the phone cuts off. Ethan shouts into a phone so we eventually reach the house where a werewolf crashes through the house. When we exit the house, we end up at the village. We explore the village that is run down. Eventually, we reach a home that has a person inside of it with a shotgun. He gives us a pistol and he soon gets taken away. We get taken away too and we find a lot of bodies. One of the werewolves attacks us and we have to fight it. After defeating him, we go through the gate and get attacked by many of the werewolves. I get into a little boss fight. The werewolves and the big guy get distracted by the bell and run away. When I meet the lady named the Hag, who seems friendly and knows where Ethan's daughter is. She's in the castle, and in order to get to her, we need two quests. We found one right next to the door, but the next one we have to get exploring. We go through the field and we reach a hut where we meet two survivors. There's a girl named Alina and her father Dale. Her father got bitten and will still be affected, spoiler. We open the gate so we can reach Louisiana's house. A guy named Lulian asks us at the door with a shotgun, very friendly. Louisiana comes out and invites us in and tells Lulian to go check for any monsters. As we go inside, a guy named Anton starts to tell everybody that there's no one left and they'll be dead by tomorrow. This is true as we see Elena's father get affected. I'm going to list this as a metaphor because even in bad times you shouldn't give up. You shouldn't give up hope even if it looks like you're not gonna make it. When you don't have hope, you often don't have motivation to do anything. Your fear of being jealous or being too hard is only holding you back from doing stuff that is good. Best way to have more hope is to have more self-confidence. You can achieve self-confidence by saying nice things about yourself, doing easy and hard tasks, when you're getting better at something, facing your fears, etc. Don't lose hope even when it looks like you're not gonna make it. Elena's father starts getting infected and starts attacking everyone. Elena manages to push him back with a shotgun and Ethan and Elena escape. Elena and Ethan both go up and right before they about to escape, Elena's father comes out and calls out her name. Elena ends up going to a fall and the platform breaks. Elena and her father unfortunately don't make it, and Ethan is all alone again. He escapes the house, I guess, in the other quest. We open the gate and get introduced to Mother Miranda, who takes out Lulian. We go to the castle. Upon entering the castle, we meet Hisenberg, one of the four lords. He traps us and sends us to Mother Miranda. Then we meet the four lords: Lady Dimitrescu, Donna and her doll Angie, Morreau, and Hisenberg. Hisenberg and Lady Dimitrescu fight over who should be in charge of Ethan. Eventually, Mother Miranda gives Hisenberg permission to deal with Ethan. Hisenberg is in control of the Light Kids, aka the Airwalls, and he sent them to hunt down Ethan. Because for an intense chase sequence, and that was amazing, and we escape. We meet a guy named Duke who comes out and greets us. He's mostly a guy who sells useful items throughout the game. He doesn't only sell stuff though, he also helps Ethan out with his adventure. Tell him a story that was going on with his daughter. Afterward, we enter the castle. This section of the game doesn't have any metaphors, so I'll skip it. After defeating the 3 dogs and defeating Lady Dimitrescu, we pick up a flask and escape the castle. We meet the hag once again as she tells us about the 4 lords being the way to find Rose. We meet the Duke who tells us that Rose is inside of a full flask, that he needs to recover them for each of the 4 lords in order to save her. We go to Donna's house to retrieve the next flask. Upon going there, Ethan starts hallucinating about Mia talking about Rose. Donna uses flowers to cause people to hallucinate when they enter. She uses stuff from people's past to haunt and confuse them. If any of you recently watched Stranger Things Season 4, Donna attacks somebody to Vecna as they hunt you based on your past. Before we enter the elevator to go to Donna's house, it asks us to give up your memories. Ethan puts his family photo inside and the door opens. When we enter the house and go to the basement, we take the second flash from Donna and we start to see elements of Ethan's life. Remember when I said Donna used people's past to haunt and confuse them? Keep that in mind while I go through this section of the game, and yes, this is a metaphor. The first thing we see is the doll of Mia. This doll has items that we need to solve puzzles, and these puzzles are similar to Ethan's life. Also, you get a silver key. A radio starts up and says,
Whoa.
It's okay.
She's so energetic.
What?
It's crazy.
This was back when Mia was pregnant and they were probably at the doctor for a checkup. We get a blood covered wing and light up and it says May 29, 2011. This is the day Ethan and Mia got married. After locking the door and going to a room that suddenly opens, we found a music box that was in Ethan's house. After solving the puzzle and getting Tweezer to take out the film inside of the doll's mouth, the radio turns out again. When we go through the door, we see Mia with Rose again as a hallucination. When we go to solve the film puzzle, we see elements of Ethan's life in the pieces of films. With the wedding ring, the music box, the teddy bear rolls, and the fairy tale book. As we get the scissors and escape through this little vent, we get a phone call from Mia. Now you might think this is all in Ethan's head, but it could be real as Mia is captured, or it could be that Donna made this voicemail to scare Ethan. I'm gonna go with Donna making the voicemail to scare Ethan because as I said before, Donna hunts her victims based on their past, most likely was trying to scare Ethan. It makes it seem real. When we go back to the room, we see Mia going through the door as a hallucination called by Donna. Again, the brass metal, you can hear Mia crying and singing Rose through the radio. We go downstairs and we find a crypt that could be related to Rose. We go down a well and we find a doll of Mia at the bottom of it and a breaker box key. And we just send the place goes to red and we see horror images start to come in. The radio turns out again as Mia saying it'll be fine repeatedly in a scared voice. Now this is where the scariest part of the game occurs. A giant frightening baby comes down the hallway and starts screaming. This is Donna hunting down Ethan with the terrified version of Rose. After hiding from the baby, we open the big box to get a relief shot and put it into his door to open it. This shows Mia holding Rose on the door. After getting the fuse and running away from the baby, we put in the fuse. The baby comes back and one more time, we pack as the elevator comes down. We make it however, and then we get into a boss fight with Donna and her dolls. In the boss fight, Donna keeps talking about Rose each time we get her. We eventually kill her as Donna's soul is inside the doll. I'm pretty sure that's how we defeat her. Remember when I said Donna hunts her victim based on their lives? I will go to this printed metaphor this section of the game has. To Ethan, these are all happy memories, turning into the worst nightmare possible. This is how Donna attacks. She brings good memories of someone's life and turns them into their worst memories. It finds them enough to get her victims. In the game, this is regarded to be the scariest section of the game. I made an episode of my playthrough the creepiest part of this game, because it is. Donna mainly uses hallucination to scare the victim. Similarly to real life, this is what scares us too. Hallucinating is a scary thing. The type of hallucination that is being represented here is a hallucination from the past. You may have had some trauma in your past that you can hallucinate about. It will trouble you enough to make you think it's there again. You have to accept that whatever happened in the past cannot change. Bad stuff happens to us or we do bad things, but we cannot go back and change who we are. However, we can change how we are in the future. The sooner we start acting, the sooner we can get better. This metaphor also relates to this book we find after we come back from Donna's house. This book tells us that Donna would only talk to her doll Angie, hence why she probably was part of it. It also tells us how she claimed her first victim. He told a guy that looked after her garden to plant some yellow flowers, and he started seeing the part of life. Donna was fascinated by it, and she tricked him into coming to her house. After defeating Donna using the four-winged key on the door, defeating the giant while getting down an elevator, we meet Morreau and take the flash. He also talks about not taking the flash because everybody is going to laugh at him, and he wants to prove on the one that he's better than all of them. Just saying that is because he wants to trap Ethan, but throughout the game he keeps saying stuff that shows that he's obsessed with making Miranda proud of him. Like, after getting the book, he has seen Morrow's fish form. We meet Chris, and he still doesn't tell us what's going on. Morrow attacks us, and after chase sequences, I get power back on to drain the water. We get into the boss fight with Morrow. In the boss fight and the chase sequences, he talks about making Miranda proud. The only thing he's trying to get Ethan is to prove to Miranda that he's the best. Lady on trying to get Ethan because he killed her $3. Donna wanted to clear another victim based on the past, and Hisenberg wanted Ethan to join his side, but refused to. We learned that later on in the game, Mother Miranda didn't care for any of them, and she was trying to find somebody who can bring her daughter back to life. Morrow was probably the one that was least liked by Mother Miranda. He wanted to prove to her that he's good. Metaphor here is that you shouldn't try to impress somebody. You shouldn't do something you like and be yourself. You try to impress somebody because you love them and you want them to love you too. Especially when you have a crush with somebody. Don't live your life based on other people's opinion about you. Your opinion is a fact, and being different is unique. It's to do what you're best at and keep doing what you like to do. Live your life trying to impress other people. Once you defeat Morreau and go to get the 6th winged key, we find a book that shows that Morreau is just to hide Mother Miranda's real child back. When other important people come to your life, you might forget about the other people you used to spend time with. Remember who came into your life first, and make sure to spend time with them. You can always make new friends, but you shouldn't forget about your old ones. If you have a child, you shouldn't forget about spending time with your partner. Try your best to balance out your short life. You can try to work out something with everybody. After getting the last flash, I put a challenge inside where you meet Hisenberg. Hisenberg plays Ethan and he wants to help him out. He is tired of Mother Miranda and he wants to take her down, but he wants to use walls as a weapon. This is where Ethan disagrees, saying my daughter isn't the weapon. With Ethan refusing the offer, Hisenberg throws him down into this factory and they want to fight against mechanical monsters. Ethan has been through a lot just to save his daughter, so it's understandable why Ethan doesn't want to join Hisenberg. Maybe Ethan should have considered the offer. Yes, I know he wanted to use his walls as a weapon, but he could have come up with a better plan together. One that doesn't involve using walls as a weapon. Ethan refusing Hisenberg's offer eventually makes him turn into a mechanical monster and get into a boss fight with him. Again, power back on, Hisenberg starts saying that he wants to be free of Mother Miranda. Hisenberg was tired of being forced to do work for Mother Miranda for decades. He keeps explaining how he's tired of Mother Miranda throughout the game, and even the boss fight. Ethan and Hisenberg have the same goal. Hisenberg wants more power. Metaphor here is that we will all want more power to make it stronger. We don't need all the power to overcome something. There are ways to overcome stuff, and you should explore if there are better options and explore what's the right thing to do. The only way some people understand what they're doing was if you explain it to them. At the end of the fighting, accessing all the floor, we get into a boss fight with a propeller monster. After that, we go to his room and we find a book. The book shows Hisenberg explaining how Mother Miranda doesn't see a different thing experience as a family. He claims that he was one of the lucky ones. He keeps in mind as we go on. Eventually meet Hisenberg again and using his telekinesis, he turns into a mechanical monster. Again knocked down, we meet Chris and he finally explains what's going on. Apparently this whole village was Mother Miranda's life force to bring Eva, her daughter, back to life. We play as Chris and explore Miranda's diaries. You can see that this is true. The metaphor here is that when you lose someone special, you will feel sadness and want that someone to come back. In order for that person to come back, you're going to have to accept that. The great memories you have with that person will always be there. Maybe you didn't spend time with that person, you're always going to fight. This happens to you, try to learn from those mistakes and improve as a person. Become better people by learning through our mistakes. Look at what Mother Miranda did. He appeared on the entire village to bring her daughter and even take roles, so Eva could come back. But try your best to move on and prove your life while you still can. When you meet Chris again, he explains to Ethan what's going on. He didn't want him to get involved because he didn't want him to get hurt. This is a metaphor because you should always tell somebody that what is going on, especially when you are close to them. If this has to do with somebody they know, they should know what's going on. So you don't want to keep it a secret. You will try to make things better because they are close to them. You shouldn't keep secrets from somebody. The prime metaphor on this cause is Ethan. After Ethan defeats Hisenberg, Mother Miranda comes out and takes Ethan's heart out. Chris and his team go to take out the Megamind suit, and Chris ends up fighting Mia. Mia tells Chris that he doesn't know how special Ethan is. Ethan wakes up in a dream with Evelyn explaining to him that his body is nothing but a mole. Ethan wakes up and do crazy us to Miranda. We know Ethan's body is falling apart. He didn't stop him from trying to save Rose. Get into a boss fight with Miranda and win. Chris comes to Mexico, but unfortunately Ethan stays back. Ethan says his final goodbyes to Rose and Chris, and Ethan takes the explosives and finishes the job. Ethan's last moments were spent trying to save his daughter, which he did successfully. Resident Evil Village is story by Ethan trying to save his daughter. No matter where he goes to, he doesn't give up. After he woke up from the crash, he set out to fight and save his daughter, even if it's the last thing he does. After his heart had been taken out and his body was falling apart, he still kept going. Similar to us, when we love someone, we would do anything for them to be safe. It doesn't matter what we have to do to keep them safe, we will do it. Ethan took every ounce of energy he had to get a world back, and he stayed in the end to finish the job. That is the power of fatherly love. That was all the metaphors psychology side was in the Evil Village. If I did miss any metaphors, please do leave comments below. I'm pretty sure I didn't miss any metaphors. The metaphors that I probably missed wasn't really important or just repeating yourself, so that's why I didn't mention the other metaphors that I probably didn't mention in this video. Also, this video took way too long for me. Resident Evil Village is basically a 9-hour game, and I had to really play through the whole game and make sure I found all the metaphors because I didn't want to miss any. That's why it took me so long, but also because 4 days I was busy, so I couldn't do anything. Sorry about that, guys. I'll try my best to upload more videos during the week so I can get these metaphor videos out of the way. So next video is gonna be me explaining all the metaphor psychology that Mr. Hearts Players 1 and 2. I'm gonna do both games in one video because they're both short, so I'll do it all in one video. That video should be coming soon. It's not gonna take as long as 2 weeks, don't worry. I know I said last time it would take longer than a week, but plans comes up, and then Resident Evil Village is a hard game to script and then edit and all those kind of stuff. So sorry about that, guys. Anyways, please do like and subscribe to help this channel grow. Do help me reach our goal of reaching 300 subscribers. If you want to see a reaction to Resident Evil Village, your whole playlist link in the description down below. And also, if you want to see more Metaphoric videos just like this one, there's a whole playlist again, link in the description down below. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.